Hey y'all, we're back for another episode. It's your girls, Cassie and Amanda.
Hey,
Yes, girl,
hey.
introduce you first for another episode of Mindset Talks podcast. We are back and ready for some fun. My girl Cassie told me she has some questions to ask me, and I'm always scared, y'all, when I have no prep before an episode. So we are going to be figuring all of this out together.
Yes, I just had some like random thoughts pop in my head today, and I was like, you know what? This would actually make some great podcast content. So
Whew.
I'm just going to throw you off your game and just ask you these things by surprise because what else would the people want? A rehearsed answer? No, I don't think so. So,
No, that's true. You right. You right. All right.
but before we get into that, want to check in here, see how you're doing, see if you have any life updates for the people.
Life updates. So my birthday will be the day after this episode drops.
Woohoo!
So your girl's gonna be another year younger. I know. We don't gotta talk about what age I'm turning. I don't look like it. Don't worry about it, okay? Um, Going ATVing for my birthday. So uh
Exciting for
at this point
you.
have gone. Hell yeah, no, I love stuff like that. So I'm all about like dirt biking, four-wheeling. I actually flew off of the back of a dirt bike once. Me and Crystal were riding
And you
and
want to do it again?
yeah, so it was the thing is we were riding a one-person dirt bike, a dirt bike that
Oh,
is
well,
not made for two people. I don't
problem
even think
number
any
one.
dirt bikes are made for two people, but we
Probably
were
not.
small people, so we're like, yeah, let's do this. Let's try it out. We
Oh,
were,
God. Smart. I see.
yes, yes, very smart. So, she was driving and I was on the back of the bike and she hit the gas a little too hard, shifting into
Mm.
first, and the bike flew out from underneath me. My feet weren't even on the ground. I just like hurried
Oh,
up and put my feet down really fast so I didn't fall on my ass. Yeah, no, that was like, damn.
yikes.
So she's gone and she looks back like, oh shit, I lost her. And I'm like, yeah. I'm just standing there.
Oh, my
So,
God.
it was a small dirt bike. It was light so it was just gone. But
Okay.
yeah, so we learned at that point just some one person at a time. But no,
Mm.
I've rode on four-wheelers as well. So I really like that type of stuff. If I had a yard that had, trails and things like that, that
Yeah.
someone maintained for me because I'm not maintaining it, I would definitely have bikes out there. And, my man, he loves
Mm.
cars and he's all about that type of stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm going to give shout outs to him. The idea was really his to begin with. So, and, I have a
Gotcha.
whole bunch of other stuff going on in life that
Right.
I'm addressing. So
Hmm.
it just, I haven't really been able to focus on my birthday so much. So
Mm.
kind of sucks, but it's not like I hate saying this. It's not like it's a milestone year, but your birthday should
Oh,
be,
well,
you should be super
always
hype about your
celebrating.
birthday every year,
Yeah.
right? But I've just never really been a big birthday person in general, but I'm trying to
You're
get
not a
more into
big
that.
holiday celebratory person in general.
No, but
So,
holidays are different than birthdays. Like, I don't mind getting people birthday gifts, but when it comes to holidays, I'm like, society just wants me to do that. But birthdays, it's more
oh,
like I've
man.
mentioned before, birthdays are more unique. So, don't really know what I'm doing on my birthday because we're not actually four-wheeling on my birthday, but
Mhm.
your girl's been stressed out, exhausted, overwhelmed, got so much planning going on in different areas of life. So,
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna just do some salt therapy and have a little me time the morning of my birthday.
Gotcha. Well, I think that is super important and exciting because I know how much you truly enjoy those kinds of activities.
Yes.
So I really hope that you follow through with that and that you do it because you certainly deserve it and you definitely need some Amanda time.
Yeah, yeah, like alone, me, like no man, no baby, no nobody, no nothing.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, completely agree. No, I'm gonna make it happen. And once I say to him that this is what I want to do, because I haven't even said anything to him, I was
Mm.
just gonna be like, oh yeah, gotta go out for the morning.
And well, just
He'll
make sure you say it
definitely.
before this drops because you know he listens.
Yeah, no, I'll tell him after we record and just be like, "Hey, yeah, so this is my plan for my birthday." He's all for it. He's
Mm.
like the number one advocate that's like, do something for yourself.
Gotcha.
So,
Good.
yeah, yeah, so
What I
that
like
that's
to
that's
hear.
what's happening here. That's what's going on. A lot at the same time. A lot
Yeah.
is going on. So,
It's a great time of year.
Sure.
Just feel like there's those
Sure.
times where you have like certain lulls, and then there are just times where like everything just like smacks you in the face at once, and you're
Yeah.
like, why couldn't we just eat this in pieces? Like, why?
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Why is it
that
all happening?
I felt that, that was like kind of like last year too, but I felt that more heavy this year,
Yeah.
just with having so many birthdays in July. It was like,
Um,
whoa,
yeah.
and I was actually able to attend the birthdays because for me, it's usually not as overwhelming because I can't, because of my job, I usually couldn't, attend certain things.
Yeah.
But this year I was able to, so it was just really like, oh my gosh, like there is so much going on.
Yeah.
Like, damn, we need a committee, put some stuff together. Like, all right, so this is what's happening at this time of year. This month, this is what's going on. This month, no one's doing anything because there's nothing that can go on because we all need a rest and reset period. This month we can jump back into XYZ. Yeah,
Right.
no. We need a board and planning committee.
We sure do.
Like
There's
my
just way too
HOA.
many things going on, and it's only a small number of us, so it's
Yeah.
just wild to know.
Yeah, yeah. I guess we'll have to travel back into time so I can pick up more of my black girlfriends and we can
Here we
just
go.
expand the friend group and then that way we just appoint more responsibilities out to people and then it makes it an even better celebration because with more people doing things it allows there to be more, to the event so then
Right.
it can make it more lavish and bougie. Because I'm low-key bougie. Like I have such a bougie mentality.
Yeah.
I don't live it. I don't look like it. Like I don't, you don't see me with no lashes on and my eyebrows,
Mhm.
I always talk about my eyebrows and my hair.
Yeah.
I don't look like a bougie person, but if you were to jump in my brain and how I would love for things to operate, it would be in
Right.
such a bougie way.
Yeah.
In such a bougie way.
I uh I totally understand because, I don't think that I am that way, but my boyfriend would tell me all the time how I mean I don't remember the word he uses. I don't think it's bougie. Um
Gosh.
but you know, anyways,
Yeah, I
I
can't
like
stand you.
nice things, and that's all I can say.
And there's nothing wrong with liking nice things either. So, it's just remembering the means that I am limited to at the time and the nice
Yeah,
things that I want and just finding that middle ground.
exactly. And being smart about it. Don't just buy things and you don't have the money for it because that's just
Right.
not smart.
Well, shit, that was everybody with that damn COVID money they were getting.
Oh,
People are
yeah,
out there
that's true.
buying the most ridiculous things. Like, what the hell?
That's
Like,
also the reason
oh.
why there was COVID money because they wanted people to spend that shit. So it
It's
worked.
wild because you really see a beamer with a domino sign on top of it delivering pizzas, and it's like, well, you bought that during COVID and still struggling to make them payments, maybe.
Right,
Hmm.
right.
Because why?
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't know.
okay.
People are
Yeah.
just
And we're not talking about like a 1996 Beamer either. Just to clarify.
oh man,
Yeah.
craziness that this
Just
world
just
brings.
saying. Just sharing my opinion, not judging.
Anyways, on to the judgment, right?
Oh
So,
shit.
my first question for you of the day, and this is something that I actually heard this debate go on the radio on my way home from work today.
Okay.
And I thought it was an interesting point, and I can kind of see either side. So I'm just kind of like curious, like what your thoughts are, even though I'm pretty sure I already know the answer to this
I'm
question.
neutral AF.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you can really be neutral on this one.
Oh shit.
I
Okay.
mean, maybe you can. I don't know. But anyways, so towels, right? Um, the question is, and I'm gonna try to see if I can like word this the right way, but pretty
Oh
much,
gosh.
it's just about the fact that, after you take a shower,
Mm-hmm.
wrap yourself in a towel, you dry off and like whatever. So,
Mm-hmm.
do you reuse that same towel, again for like the next time you take a shower, or
Mm-hmm.
do you get a new fresh towel for every time that you take a shower? Because towels are, gross after a first use, as what some people would say. And then some other people would say, well, you just got out of the shower, you were clean. So technically the towel's not dirty. So why would I not reuse it more than once?
Oh no, I'm reusing that towel because one, I do the fucking laundry. So we're not washing towels every fucking time you use a towel. Okay. So that's just step one. But yeah, what is the point of washing a towel right after you dry off your body? Because ideally, if you're bathing appropriately, you are getting rid of those skin cells
Right.
that may be loose and, need to be exfoliated and washed off.
Yeah.
So, what's the point of a new towel?
Well, I think just because some people are saying that like you used it once, like you should
It's not a paper
not throw it away,
towel.
but like discard it after that because wet towels and stuff they can start to like smell at like some point.
Yeah,
But
that's why you hang it to dry.
right, in my opinion, it's never been after like
No,
one
but
shower.
what's wrong with them funky ass people where you use a towel once and it
Girl, I don't know.
smells?
That well,
Maybe it's the soap that needs to be reevaluated
well, that's
opposed to the towel needing to be washed again. But I mean, if you smell like that after a shower, yeah, please don't use the same towel again. But I feel like that defeats the whole point of bathing
right.
to why would you have a funky towel after bathing? I'm not understanding this at all. Like,
I
hang the
don't know.
shit up to dry, let it dry, and use it the next time you bathe. I don't know. I feel like that was like a overcomplicated question for no reason. Like, why are people even debating that?
I don't know. But
A
I just thought
washcloth is different than a towel,
well, and that was
but
gonna be my next question is like, okay, so shrink the towel and now it's used for, I don't know, removing your makeup or washing your face or, just
right.
whatever you're gonna use it for. Now those do you reuse or no?
So I would say sometimes it depends on the situation.
Hmm.
And if I do reuse it, it gets a one-time reuse before it's changed over. So it's like, especially like if you're on your period, you're not reusing that shit. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing that needs to be reused in that situation. Like wash it and let it
She just went
go.
for that one. Okay.
Yeah, just like wash it and let it go. I
Mhm.
mean, like, but then it's hard because okay, I get it, you're lathering it up with soap. I'm over here with the hand movements. You're lathering it up with soap. You're rinsing it out, which the washer machine does the same thing
Mhm.
just with laundry detergent. So, I mean, is it terrible to reuse stuff again? I don't necessarily think so, but I'm not going to shame it because I do it. So I'm obviously not going to talk shit on that because I definitely have reused stuff. When it comes to makeup, it really depends on the amount of makeup on the item, but I actually have a makeup remover, like a little like cloth remover. So
Mhm.
I definitely do use that more than once because I usually wash it with the laundry and I don't
Mm.
wash laundry every day. I mean, I don't wear makeup every day either, but usually just washing it out by my hand, it just is fine to use
Yeah.
again. So after I let it dry. But
Gotcha.
what about you?
Wait, first, can I just say, why am I not surprised that all your answers has been a lot more calculated than a little more calculated than I was kind of like anticipating them to be, but I am
It's
totally
me.
well, okay, yes, but I just thought it was funny. Whereas like me, I feel like I would have been a very short answer of like, yes, like you reuse them because like who doesn't? Like how many towels do you have in your house to where you can reuse one towel per day if you're showering on a daily basis, like,
Right.
and then doing laundry. I mean, you would have to do
Yeah, that's a
laundry
lot.
every day or something, but that's
I mean,
just
we have a stash of towels, but
that's a lot of towels though. Like you're just gonna who
yeah.
you have enough towels to sit there and do like just one load of just towels? Like, I
Who
mean,
me?
well, it was not like
Oh. I was like, wait, was she saying
not
generalized or
you
is she still asking
specifically,
me?
but just
Because you
kind
were
of like
asking
just
me
out there.
questions.
I
So
mean,
I
I
got
wouldn't be
confused.
surprised if you do, but I know for me, I don't have enough towels or use enough towels in, a week of when I do laundry that needs its own load. So I don't know. That's just me,
No, we usually don't.
right? Yeah.
Maybe like a week and a half, but 1 week alone, not necessarily. No.
Yeah.
Hmm. Damn.
Um,
Okay. What else you got to ask me? Because that threw me for a loop. I was not expecting that, but that's a good question
I
because
know you weren't.
I didn't even think about that type of stuff. Anyways,
No, but apparently some
next.
people do. Um,
Yeah, and stink after a shower. So stupid.
well, anyways. So my next set of questions are to be a little more on the juicier but not so juicy side. Um, kind of
Ooh.
things in relationships.
Oh,
So I'm
Lordy.
not talking towels here.
My man is listening. I love you.
Oh God.
And we'll discuss whatever I have to talk about with Cassie after this.
You stupid. It's not even like not even anything crazy.
Oh,
So
boo.
well, I mean, I don't know. Take it as juice as you want to, but I don't know how you can spin it that way. But my question
Okay.
is, what is your take on writing your significant other little love notes to find around the house or in your lunch or, wherever they may be stuck on the refrigerator? Okay. And judging by your
You're right up
reaction.
my alley. Right up my alley.
So go ahead. What are your thoughts on love notes?
I love them.
To give
I
them
think
or receive them?
on both, you know. I really like both, and I honestly just did it for my man. Was it just last month? I think it might have just been last month, like randomly.
Mhm.
So you already know how I feel about my job right now. So my work ethic has just gone downhill, but I'm doing great with my metrics, whatever. So I'm just supposed to be so focused on working, and I'm really not focused on working. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna write a letter to my man and just tell him how I feel about him. Mind you, he's just downstairs in the living room, so it's not
Right.
like
And not like you
he's
can't just
on
go.
a trip or, like at work.
Right.
He's just in the living room with the baby. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just write him this little letter and just say some nice things to him because, I feel like he deserves it
Mhm.
and he knows I appreciate him, but I want to show him in another way
Right.
than what I usually do, just to his face or in the moment or after something happens in reflection, right?
Mhm.
So I just jotted up this letter and it made no sense. It was like I was just rambling in it, just like,
Mhm.
oh, like I appreciate you so much. You're such a great dad. And I love when you do this and blah, blah, blah. And, I like this about you. And you're such a this kind of, I'm just going in like
It's a long
just
letter, I see.
girl, it was like a notepad piece of paper.
Oh
So it
God.
was like, it was a decent little size.
Okay.
And so, I just wanted to like just tell him, like, you're the shit, you know? So I get to the end and I'm like, yeah, I don't know what I just wrote to you in this letter because I just kept rambling, but I just want you to know I love you. So I went, folded it up,
Oh
just
God.
like in middle school, folded up the letter, sprayed it with a splash of
Oh
perfume.
God. No, she didn't go there. I can't with you. She did not just say
I
that.
I had to. It's a classic and it's a necessity. Like
You are
that shit is
wild.
not authentic if you do not spray a little bit of perfume on that letter. So I went, mind you, supposed to be working. I'm like,
Hey,
let me go
no.
ahead and spray
Don't
this
be
little
disclosing these
perfume.
things.
Listen, we're allowed to take breaks from work. It's illegal if you don't let me. So I went downstairs and I was like, oh, I have something for you. And then like ran back upstairs
Mhm.
just to like not be there when he opens it,
Oh God.
because I couldn't really leave it anywhere to be a surprise. Like, because men don't see as well as women do. And,
Girl,
that shit would have
we'll
ended up
leave
in the
that
trash.
topic for another day.
Okay. So, long story short, because I'm just dragging this on. So he gets the letter and he is elated. Like he's
Aw.
just like, oh my gosh. He was like, I loved it. Because he wasn't expecting it. And he's
Right.
just like, you really feel like that about me? And so it was such a nice thing. I'm still waiting on my letter. I hope
Just
he's listening.
throwing that
I'm
out
still
there,
waiting on
Jake.
my letter. Um, boo. And but no pressure, no pressure. But it was just I just loved his reaction to it. Like he was just like just so taken back by
Mm,
it
that's
and
cute.
was super surprised. And I got to do it again, after I get my letter from
You
him.
stupid.
I'm just joking. But no, I got to do it again because it's really nice and it just really just shakes things up. It just
Right.
makes it a different flow from the same old day in and day out. Come home from work, hey boo, love you, mwah, blah 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 blah. How was your day?
Right.
It's just like let's just stick this in. He has a lunchbox. I didn't even think about doing that.
See, there you go. You're
I
welcome.
forgot he has a lunchbox. Hmm. Okay.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Damn it. If he's listening, he already knows at this point, but
That's
that's fine.
okay. He'll forget by the time you actually do it,
Sure will.
so
They
it'll
don't
work
remember
out.
shit. Ugh. What about you though? How are you with the love letters, giving and receiving? What are your thoughts?
So I love love letters.
Hmm.
I think I actually got it because my dad would always leave little love notes for like my mom around the house and stuff like that.
That is so sweet.
And like one of the things that like he did that like she loved is that my mom used to be like obsessed with like scratch off tickets. So like
Yes.
sometimes he would buy like a whole bunch of them and then he would just have them like hidden like around the house, like by like the coffee pot or like on the stairs to go
Aw.
upstairs, like in the bathroom, like just all around the
That's
house.
that real love.
And
God
then he
damn.
would ask her and be like, how many did you find? And she would be like, oh, only five. And he's like, well, you have like two more. Like, you have
Oh,
to like finish
yes.
like
Little
going on if you
scavenger hunt.
want. And it was just kind of like a cute like little thing that they like really enjoyed and like whatever.
Hmm.
Like when she was getting home from work, she would just kind of
Hmm.
like unwind doing her little like scratch offs and stuff like that. So,
I
um,
always remember that your mom would be chilling in the living room doing her scratch offs, and now I know where they came from.
yeah.
I never knew that part of the story, but I literally like specifically at your second house, I literally have a vivid memory of seeing your mom with like her feet up and doing a scratch ticket and like the that little small room where the computer was and
Yeah.
everything. Like I yeah,
Aw.
so crazy. So crazy. And I
Oh,
got the whole picture now.
yes.
Okay.
So now you have the whole story.
Yes.
But so I think just kind of like seeing that kind of stuff like growing up is where I'm taking the credit for loving love notes and kind of like trying to do the same thing. So
Hmm.
because me and my boyfriend we work kind of different schedules, like he goes in at night and I work during the day. So
Yeah.
like sometimes either before I go to sleep, because most times he's already sleeping, like I might leave like a little note on the counter or something for when he goes to work. Or I
Hmm.
might do something before I leave for the day so that way when he gets home, he'll like
He
see the
has
notes or
something.
whatever.
Aw.
So it's nowhere near a kind of like letter that you had just described. They're just like little sticky notes and like,
Yes.
sometimes I'll just say like, "Hey, I love you. I hope you had like a good day today," or,
Hmm.
just reminding you that like you're amazing.
Yes.
Or like one
Aw.
time I just kind of like wrote out like a letter like per sticky just says like I love you and
Hmm.
like just stuck them like around the place and like whatever. So
That's neat. Yeah. Just like something random and fun.
yeah, and like I don't do it all the time. It's not every day. It's
Hmm.
just kind of like I don't know, just like random times where like I just feel like doing it. I'll just like
Yeah.
leave like a little note around the house and stuff like that.
I
He
like
never
that.
really like says anything about it, so I really don't know if he likes them as much as I do.
The audacity. Well, he must not like it because he hasn't told you to stop.
Well, yeah, I mean, and I don't think that he would because that would be like kind of weird, right? So,
That'd be kind of rude.
um,
Not weird. It'd be rude. Excuse me.
right. Well, no, the even ruder thing is that just like yours, mine hasn't given me any yet. So, not
And you
saying
catch the
anything
hint.
here, but I mean, whatever. I do it more because it makes me feel good and I hope that it
Hmm.
brings him like a little smile. And,
Right.
I don't know. It's just like the little things that I feel like really go a long way. Cause like you said, every day's routine, like you come home and say like, I love you, whatever.
Hmm.
But to do something kind of like outside of the norm, I think is definitely a cute thing to do. So
Yeah. I know we need to at least try to do like a I mean, mine is so far and few, so it's like, okay, need to try to do it like at least a monthly basis.
mhm.
And then if anything, maybe like a bi-weekly. I definitely don't need it to be like a weekly thing,
Yeah,
it's just because the more random and sporadic that it is, it makes it that much more appreciated and it
right.
just, it's get you all giddy and like, ah. But yeah, no, that's funny. I didn't even think anything I wouldn't. If I was trying to guess what you were going to ask me, that would never. When she said love letter, I was like, oh, yes. Yes, I have something for that. So, yeah.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that I'm not the only nutso who's over here just like expressing feelings
No,
randomly.
it's so necessary. And, with today, we're just so technology
Hmm.
like is a part of everything. So it just kind of makes it old school kind of vibe. So it's just
Right.
like pen and paper.
Yeah,
And like you can see my handwriting. Like I wonder how many people that are dating each other right now and doesn't know what the other person's handwriting looks
it's
like.
true.
Like you ever think about that? It's like I don't know what your handwriting actually looks like. Like I know what my man's handwriting looks like. If he writes me a love letter, I'm not gonna be gassed by the handwriting, but I'll be gassed for the fact that he gave me a letter. Just saying.
Yeah, no, it's so true. Cause like, sometimes I will also send like little love notes like via text message, but it's
Mm-hmm.
really just like not the same as like writing it out. So sometimes I
Mm-mm.
don't like to do those as much, even though, it's real time, right?
Right.
Like he'll get it quicker. But I like the little
Hmm.
like surprise factor of like, oh, I'm coming
Different
home
kind of
after a
effort.
long day and like, oh, this is cute kind of a thing. So,
Yeah. Yeah. It's like the effort that you put into it also
right.
speaks volumes. It's just like anybody can text me and tell me XYZ, but
Mhm.
like you took the time to stop, not do anything else, but focus on just writing this. I could do a talk to text. Hey, boo, love you. You're the best. Like, blah, 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 whatever, whatever.
Yeah,
And be playing my game at the same time.
right.
Like, it's like, it
Yeah.
doesn't hold the same, like, it's not the same kind of value.
No,
So,
definitely not.
yeah.
So awesome. On a completely like turntable event,
Okay.
so when things aren't so sweet, and
Okay.
there might be a little kerfluffle between the two people.
That sounds recent.
Uh-oh. But no, so I was kind of just curious your thoughts on um two people who might be in like a disagreement or whatever.
Hmm.
Your thoughts on those two people having space, or like
Hmm.
time apart. Um,
Oh.
like what I
Oh.
guess would be your thoughts on that. So like me, for example, I don't
Hmm.
believe in any kind of space or personal time.
Where's personal space to Cassie? Non-existent.
I just think that could be more damaging than it is helpful. Even though, yes, I do understand that sometimes people just need like their own moment to kind of like decompress and like chill
Hmm.
out before, having like a conversation or whatever the situation might be. But
Yeah.
I am also all here for that awkward silence. So you better sit in this room with me and not say anything to me while we both calm down. And then when we're actually ready to speak, we can do so. But don't you go ahead and walk out that door because then we're going to have an even bigger problem.
Oh my goodness, girl. Damn. Yeah, no.
Because I feel like that's like the worst thing you can do is like walk away when you're like in the middle of something.
Hmm.
Unless it's, urgent shit happens and like whatever. Like I'm not talking about that.
Right.
I'm talking about like you can't talk to me right now or whatever, and you're just gonna like leave and like go out and like do whatever,
Whatever.
like go for a
Yeah.
drive or whatever. No, me, I'm not here for it. I'm like I said, I am all for the awkwardness and I don't care. I will be as awkward as I possibly need to be, but we are going to figure this out, whether it's in silence
Wow.
or whatever.
I'm the opposite. So, not fully opposite. So, when it comes to a disagreement, for one, I need time. So, if we're going to take space, that's fine if we're in the same establishment.
Mhm.
But it's like, if you need to leave the premises to take space, I feel like that's a bit extra.
Right.
I don't feel like that's usually necessary.
Right.
Depends on the conversation though too, and
Yeah, and
how
severe
much it
and
hits home.
right. And for you, and just
But
to stop you, it's a little different
mhm,
too because you actually live in a place where
I have
you
space.
have space, right? So like me, for example, like I have space, but it's a different kind of space. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, it's like the living room or a bedroom,
right.
and it's like, all right, like
No upstairs, downstairs, like
right,
yeah,
right, and then homes with open concepts don't allow for that wall with the
true.
block. Like, still can't be in two separate rooms and really like
Right, right.
have that
So,
space,
yeah,
so
just
to
putting
speak.
that into context.
Yeah. Well, so like we recently had a disagreement and it wasn't anything heated, but it was just like, oh, so that's what you're doing? Well, that hurts my feelings.
Mhm,
But it was like a disagreement that was started, it was like acknowledged through text. I'm not gonna say it was started through text, but
mhm.
it was acknowledged to be, oh, we're disagreeing on something right now through a text.
Gotcha.
So it was like he wasn't home at the time. So then he came home to discuss it
Mhm.
because he asked me a question in text. And I'm like, I'm not doing that through text. So he came home to discuss it. And I'm
Right.
like, you didn't have to come home. Like, we could have talked about it tomorrow
No.
because I'm the type where I it's not that I need space, but I just need time
Mhm.
because as we all know, I'm like the ultimate reflector. I need to take time to reflect on the conversation, what I feel. Am I just being extra salty or am I like truly feeling that way or am I just being triggered by something and
Right.
that's making me feel this way?
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily need space, but like you can be around me, but let's not talk about that right now until I've had my time to
Mm,
reflect on it and really soak up, your part, my part, and what the end result that we want this to, or that I foresee I would like for it to be.
mhm.
So
Mhm.
I'm again analytical in that aspect, I guess, when it comes to just having a disagreement, because in my past, I might have been a little crazy, like
Uh-oh.
just in a disagreement, and I'll cuss you out, and like I'll act crazy so you'll want to get away from me,
Mm,
and then I'll have my space. But
God.
like,
Well, I
yeah,
hope there's a
like
matured Amanda here.
no, but that's a toxic past, and that's
Right.
also the type of people I was dealing with.
Yeah.
So,
No, I hear you. I used
you
to be a
know,
different person back then too.
right, right. But it's just you hit a different age group, you hit a different level of wisdom, you
Mhm.
go through different life experiences, and it's just like that's for the past. So for me to acknowledge how I really deal with disagreements, and this is, I know we're focusing on relationships, but just in general, that's just how I deal with disagreements. Is I need time to reflect.
Right.
Um, Him, not so much. He's just like, yeah, no, let's talk about it right now. And I'm like, no, like,
Y
no, I
Yeah.
need. So, we hashed it out. We had a conversation. That's all we had to do. We just had a conversation. And he says, "Oh, I really didn't have to come back home then, huh?" And I'm like, "No,
But I
I actually
appreciate
would
you
have been
did, though.
happier." No, I said, "I actually would have been happier if you didn't come home.
Oh, God. Amanda.
If you just stayed out and continued what you were doing and
Oh,
not decided to make a U-turn and come back home, I would have been happier with that, because then I wouldn't have had to have had this conversation sooner than I wanted to."
I can't with you. Sometimes you just gotta compromise, damn it.
I did, and I had the conversation sooner than I wanted to.
Well
Did you not hear the story?
well, you know, whatever, I did, but I am proud of you. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, so I don't need, I'm so far from you. I'm not in your face. Like, I, depending on what it is, I might avoid you intentionally around the house
Oh,
but
no.
not leaving.
Mm,
But yeah, just give me time. Not
yeah.
necessarily space. I guess space and time are equated in a sense, but
Well, no,
you
they're
can be in my
different.
physical presence, but
Yeah.
just talk to me about something else, or don't talk to me. I'm fine if you don't talk to me either. Like, listen,
Right
I'm an only
away.
child to my mother. I am fine by myself, so don't
Oh
tempt me a good
gosh.
time.
Don't listen. Be
Don't tempt me
careful
a
the
good
words
time.
that you are using. Like,
Why?
just because you gotta, just,
No, no, no. I'm saying, like, if I ever was tempted a good time, that is what the good time would be. I can thrive in an environment by myself. I've gone many
I
places
feel
by
like you were
myself. A lot of
eating your
people don't like to
words.
do that. What?
So I feel like you're just eating your words right now.
No, no, fine. I'll just stop. I'll just stop. I'll just stop.
Yeah.
Whatever. But
Uh,
yeah, so that's how we handling disagreements over here. We're not
are you about
we're
the
not on the
awkward
same page.
silence? No? Yes?
Um, I I don't know. I just feel like many experiences in life have allowed me to be absolutely fine with awkward silence.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna join the awkward silence gang with me. Okay.
No, I'm just gonna go find something else to do, so I don't have
Oh
to think
my
about the
God. And
situation.
we sit here and talk about me being the avoidant one. Hmm.
But it's
Okay.
not avoiding. I just need time. Which I don't understand how you are the avoidant one when you over here like, oh, we're just gonna sit here and look at each other in awkward silence until you're ready
Well,
to talk to me
because
about the situation. Wait a minute, because that is, talk about eating our words, are we?
no, those are
What?
two completely different things. First of all, I can be very avoidant in certain situations and not wanting to deal with things. But if it's something involving me and my significant other and we, are going through a moment,
Yes.
there is no avoidance there. I will again sit there and all that awkward goodness. And I just, I will sit there and I will just revel in it.
I pray for you and your man and that y'all never have another disagreement, because if you just gonna be staring at me in awkward silence, mm-mm.
Oh, girl, if you only knew.
I don't even want to know. I don't. Oh my gosh. Just like,
I
so who's gonna blink first?
don't know about that because you know that this bitch blinks
Oh my
uncontrollably.
gosh. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that is just, I lose that one
My
every time.
gosh.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Wow, girl. That was not intense at all. That was not intense. I thought you were gonna have some heavy hitters.
Oh, no, I told you. Nothing like super juicy, but just interesting, or I was interested on your take on these certain situations, just because I know that a lot of people handle things differently. And even though me and
Mhm.
you have a lot of things in common, we have grown to learn over the years that we also have a lot of differences as well in certain things that
Yes.
we, think and like whatever. So I was just super curious how, what your stand is on these certain topics. So
Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate you asking me. That was actually very interesting to see, but your answers were pretty in line with what I thought you would say. So,
yeah,
except for the avoidant part, but yeah.
whatever. Totally different topic here, but it is what it is. Well, thank you for participating in my fun random questions for you, even though you had no idea what was planned for today, but you handled it brilliantly. So appreciate you.
Welcome.
But I guess that is wrapping up our episode for this week. So make sure you guys don't forget to do all of the things to like, comment, and subscribe on all of our platforms, to include the YouTube, the Facebook, the Instagram, and your favorite podcast listening platforms.
Okay. Love it. Well, Cassie summed that up very nicely. And until next time.
Bye, guys.